think about you 5 years ago. Can you say you're the same person you were as short as 5 years ago, as far as mentality, how you do things? Like, we evolve and we change often. And now you're being held accountable for, because someone went and dug in the archives of, your digital content or post or whatever you put out there. And now it's to the point where they're using that, and people are losing their livelihoods, their jobs. I don't know if you heard uh Mike Lindell. Did you hear what happened to him?
You talking about the Heat player?
The pillow
Mike
guy.
Lindell, he makes those
My pillow.
pillows.
My pillow.
Oh
Yeah.
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 No. What
And
exactly happened to Mike Lindell? I know he was
all
close
of the
with Trump.
major retailers pulled his product because he openly came out supporting Trump. And like, big tech and a lot of companies, like, they're just canceling him. You know what I mean? There's a lot of YouTubers and stuff trying to promote his stuff on their platform just to kind of help him keep going. But I mean, when something happens like that instantaneously, where you get dropped from so many things all at once, it's like a friend of mine here said it's called cancel. But yeah, people are getting canceled all over the place. And it's like, it's to the point now where it can be anything. See, the problem is,
What
you
about the
let
Heat
a,
player?
you let a little bit of leeway go, and now they see how much they can push and push and push and push. Not to get off topic, but I'm gonna just throw this out there too. It's to the point right now, I don't know if you guys heard of it, we could probably talk about it on another show, but now they have the gay alphabet.
Can we get to that in a minute? But
Yeah.
I want to. So what about the Heat player that got suspended indefinitely
For what?
For what?
for calling out an anti-Semitic racial slur while playing Call of Duty while live streaming?
Why live streaming, playing out Call of Duty? You guys see, that's the thing. We
He got
and we mentioned
suspended
this. We mentioned
indefinitely?
this. I think me and you mentioned this last week, Devar, where we're getting into a crazy place to where a person aren't allowed to speak their mind, and
Yep.
that's a dangerous place to be in because you're not gonna know what's on a motherfucker's mind. You know what I mean? And it's starting to get to the place where you can have the most craziest person right next to you, and because he's not allowed to say how he feels, you don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. And that brings me back to a whole other situation, like this whole integration thing. Whole integration should be voluntary amongst people. Like, forcing it,
Ridiculous.
it does not work out well. If someone
Anything you
doesn't want to be
force.
around you, they have that right not to be around you. If someone willingly wants to be around you, no matter what race or color, like, let it happen organically. But now everything's trying to be forced, and it seems like they're trying to do that now with a lot of these I'm not even gonna mention it, bro, but you know what I'm talking about. A lot
Mention
of
it, bro. Mention it, bro.
let's just say
Let's
certain
talk
groups
freedom.
of let's just say there's a small group of people that are wielding a lot of power everywhere right now. And if you speak about these people, say goodbye to your career.
You're not talking about the Jews.
Huh?
You're not talking about the Jews.
No, like, they're like, I mean, I guess that still happens now.
You're talking
But
about the elite.
it could be the elite, but it
Who- I
could be
think- Put a
the
finger on him, bro. We gotta put a finger on him, bro. I gotta know.
I'm talking about the whole. Honestly, I'm talking about the alphabet community.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
and I have some
Yeah.
friends. The crazy thing is, I have some friends in there that don't subscribe to certain things that happen. People think they all get along together, and that's not true. They don't. They
Listen,
don't even like other groups within their groups
Within
that
it.
fall on that spectrum.
Yeah. But they're regular people. Guess newsflash. They're
Exactly.
humans. They're not
Exactly.
robots. You can't label everybody.
Unfortunately, they're trying to do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. You know, ain't nothing we could do about it now except do what we're doing as far as getting these platforms together and trying to do as much as we can to basically give voices to the voiceless. You know?
So you didn't answer my question though. Nobody did.
Which one?
Do you think the Heat player deserved to get suspended indefinitely?
No.
Do I think that it's wait, say that again?
Do you think he deserved to get suspended indefinitely?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. For words, he wasn't working.
Was
then.
that in his contract that's illegal?
I don't know what.
Unless that was written in his contract that says that's illegal. No, absolutely, he should not be. What the hell?
Like Nike has that fucking ambassadorship or whatever. Like they got a moral clause to where you can't be caught up in those scandals or they'll drop you and then take money back. That's just urban legend I've heard.
Say what? Nike got
Like
a who kind of
Nike,
place?
it's a moral clause. Like you can't get into no scandals and shit. Please,
Is that
somebody-
really a scandal though? Bro, we got what is our definition of scandal today
Yeah,
is
that's
like
that's too broad. You can't that can't be in a contract. Like that's too broad, bro.
Well, I
Who the
mean,
fuck is gonna sign that?
hold on, guys, I'll be right back.
yeah.
It's
Like-
I get what you're saying. There has to be some kind of ethics thing in the contract. You know what I mean? Like just like I'm sure there's some kind of a dress code. You come into the game, you got to put on a suit type of
Yeah,
thing.
like-
You know what I mean?
Do they still make OJ Simpson fucking jerseys?
I don't know. Probably not.
I mean, but he was acquitted. I mean, but it's just having their
Yeah,
brand.
but he was guilty by the court of public opinion.
Well, I think he did it personally. I think he did
Right.
it.
That's what I'm saying. And court of public opinion. You know what I mean? Regardless of what it, just like you just said, regardless of what the freaking court said, there's people out here that will go completely against that and just he did it.
No, but what I'm saying is that they don't want an image or a thought attached to their brand, and some people cannot separate the person from the brand.
Yeah, I get that. I know. I understand what you're saying.
I see your point there.
I get what you're saying, bro. But at the same time, it needs to be cut and dry because the goalpost when it comes to these things is constant. Is every day it's moving. Every day
Yeah,
we're
it's
getting
not-
new words getting added.
Yep.
You know, new definitions, new parts of the alphabet.
So speaking of this cancel culture shit, right? Tom Cruise still has a job.
Why wouldn't he?
Well, I'm just saying, like, you
I
talk
mean-
about people getting canceled for shit that they did in the past. You remember when he was going after Brooke Shields over depression and all that shit is just
Mike
it's
in
a
the
state of
comment.
mind
Hold on.
that you can will out of existence. You don't need medication for that shit. Y'all remember that?
I don't know, but we got an interesting comment here. Going back 1 second, bro. I gotta rewind. Going back, Chris says, "Do you think it's possible that Harry is seeking revenge for the death of his mother?"
Possibly.
Revenge from who?
Good question.
You mean
Can't deal
the
with
royal family?
DeVar gonna break it down. DeVar gonna break it down.
Okay, revenge. Okay, revenge from the royal family. Like what
no
what
on
happened?
the
Where-
royal family? I mean, supposedly she had heard about, not she, but Princess Diana from shit my wife was telling me about, some documentary and shit she's been reading and watching. She had found out that her husband was having affairs and all kinds of shit, and she was gonna release some shit to the press and divorce or whatever, but she ended up dying before him.
That sounds like something they'll do. Like I don't put it past them, but I mean, no evidence.
And as
So,
far
I
as
mean, I could see what that viewer commenter is hinting at. I could see that.
There's another comment is Mike. Mike says he was found guilty civilly in a referring to OJ because after the legal trial, then he was sued in a civil court, and he was found guilty in civil court.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I mean, but OJ was just an example of a brand ambassador, you know, for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos are putting out jerseys for him. And you know, and no, I'm not gonna say that.
I think you should say
You
it.
should say it, bro.
I
But
don't know what it is, but I
when
think you
did
should
we
say
start?
it.
Yeah, when did we start
Say
holding our
it.
tongue?
Say
No,
it.
I'm just saying, like, I don't agree with what OJ did, but I always thought that'd be a fucked up thing to buy. Is just, you know, get a throwback OJ jersey.
Of course you would. Of course you would have it. I know you would even have it, bro. You would definitely have it. You?
Dude, I got a homeboy. I got a homeboy that sends subliminals to his girlfriend every time he's mad at her. As a joke, he puts on like a Michael Vick jersey.
Why? Because she hates dogs. I mean, she hates dog fighting.
No, because he's like, oh, you know, I'll beat you up like the dog you are, or some shit like that.
Oh shit.
So he throws like subliminals, but in a joking manner, and I'm like, fuck, dude, you're gonna get in trouble one of these days. Somebody's gonna fucking figure that shit out. No, but real quick. So what I was saying is Tom Cruise had this whole rant against Brooke Shields and her taking antidepressants because in Scientology they don't believe that shit. Like you could just will that shit out of existence. And I'm surprised he still got a job over that shit. But they just canceled Pepe Le Pew over rape culture.
Bro, oh my God, don't get me started with that. Really? Really? And then I got into it. I posted another picture. And I hope she's listening. I'm not gonna call her name because I didn't get permission to, and we go way back. So, but we got into a little back and forth about that whole Pepe Le Pew thing because I posted a picture. It showed Pepe and I think it was Speedy Gonzalez too. Didn't he get canceled too?
I think he's on a chopping block.
He's on the chopping block, right? So it was Speedy, Pepe, and then it said
What about Speedy's cousin, Slowpoke Rodriguez? You don't remember that one?
No.
Speedy was the little
one.
mountain rat, all amped up and stuff. But he had a cousin, like his name was Slowpoke Rodriguez or some shit like that. And he talked slow, and he was just created to just be
the opposite, huh?
Yeah, like very laid back, chill.
He was never on the show.
Look, I'm gonna Google it right quick.
Yeah, I've never seen it. And while you're doing that, in the comments, Shelly says, people who are acting shocked that the colonial family is racist, they really need to stop. Just fucking cut it out. That whole shit is built on racism.
Exactly. And one person is benefiting from it now.
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I
remember that.
Now,
why they gotta make him a bum? Why they gotta have a bag on the shoulder, bro?
Fucking guy is slow, bro. Fucking can't be nothing but a bum.
Like he's on some hard times, man.
I'm making him bad, bro. Yo, that's the thing about cartoons back in the days. Like everything was different. I mean, it was highlighted.
It was all racist. I'm gonna put it out there. Slowpoke Rodriguez. That's
not racist. People confuse racist with people not liking you. Like racism is systemic. Racism is shit that can affect fuckers. Like cartoons, bitch, ain't affecting no man. Listen, man. Well,
so is it fair to say that it's stereotypical?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
So even that could be tied back to Pepe Le Pew because Pepe Le Pew's French. And they say French is the language of love.
Right.
And
yeah, but that boy was aggressive with his.
Nah, man, come on. But he's also a skunk. What? Have you ever seen fucking ducks? Dude, ducks will fucking like team up and run a train on a female, and it's a horror show.
Different strokes.
Different folks.
for
Maybe.
different species, I guess.
What I want to know is how come Pepe never found a skunk? He was always after cats.
No, he was only after the one cat because the cat got slapped with the paintbrush with the white paint, so he thought the cat was a skunk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you think that means they kind of transformed?
I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you, Navar.
Possibly.
Hey, that's what Transformers means. What was the theme song? Transformers, more than meets the eye.
eyes. The Autobots race their battles to destroy the
So
I think Decepticon is more appropriate, but that's just me.
okay, so this is how they was just wanting to like. Okay, so you talk about Pepe Le Pew and stereotypes and
Yeah,
pushing.
but here's the thing: the picture that I put, it
Yeah.
had Cardi B at the bottom of it,
Mhm.
and it said women's
Remember that
empowerment. So you cancel these cartoons, but yet Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, that represents women's empowerment. And a friend of
No,
mine put,
what about this? This is Lola Bunny. How are they drawing her up on Space Jam too?
Wait a minute. Dumbo's on this. Wait. Space Jam?
what happened? What happened with Lola?
No, I'm saying like why do you make Lola look a little bit, provocative or whatnot? These are fucking animals. Why are we sexualizing animals?
They've been doing
Oh,
that.
they've
since
been
Benny
doing
did.
that.
They've been doing that. Ain't nothing
They've
new.
been doing that.
Dude, you remember Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh my God. Yes,
Listen,
I do.
That was like
Listen,
one of my first movies in America, bro.
I watched that movie like 137 times.
So Jessica Rabbit wasn't a rabbit. That was just her last name.
She still is a fine ass cartoon.
Yep.
But okay, so
They ruined us. They ruined us from back then.
Right. Right.
okay, so you got
Now they want to. Now they want to draw the cartoons. Now they want to draw the cartoons all flat chested. No. Let the cartoons have some curves. And no, don't get away with the. So next thing they're gonna say is you can't have genders in cartoons. That's the next thing coming down.
You know what? That is coming. That
You can see it clearly.
they're actually doing that.
Oh, wow.
They're actually doing that. They have a bunch of cartoons. I mean, they did some beta testing on some cartoons. I don't have them right now, but like
Mhm.
they're definitely rolling that out. That's gonna be next. So I mean, start I guess downloading the old stuff if you want. Like my thing is, whatever they want to do, everyone should at least I think have the right to live their life how they see fit. The problem is when you tell someone else they should agree with you.
Yeah,
That's where the problem
that's where the
lies.
problem lies.
If I don't agree, I should have the right not to agree. I'm not harming you. I'm not doing anything to you. I'm living my life. Let me raise my children the way that I see fit. They get older and they decide whatever it is they want to do. They're still my children, still going to love them. But you know what? Give me the opportunity to instill my values and what I feel is right for my children. Now it's like it's getting to the point where your children are not even your children anymore. You're just a breeder and you just breed them and they go into the system. The system raised them because they know what they're supposed to be. And then that's it. You have no say. That's where we're going. If we keep going, it's because you give an inch, you give an inch. At first, it was like, we just want to live and let live. And then after live and let live, they took a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little bit more to the point where we are where we are now. I'm not mad to see anyone or any kind of minority group get whatever their just dues are. But on the same note, when it's on the back of someone else, you're no better than the people who persecuted you back when you were trying to get your justice. You understand what I'm saying? Like you become what you were running away from, and you projecting that on other people and you don't even realize it. Let people do their thing, man. But that's easier said than done because now it's like, it's crazy, man. You see people who have been around for years, companies that have been around for years, the whole thing that I don't get is with the whole political affiliation thing. Like you could lose your whole career based on your political affiliation. That is just ass backwards to me. It's the dumbest
It reminds me of a
thing.
third world. It's like we're living in a third world country, dude. It's
We're
like
we're probably gonna be on our way there.
it fucked me up,
You know what's
DeVar,
gonna
because
happen?
my mom did everything that she could do to get me out of what they call the third world country. Where I remember being in election time, you don't go to school. You're not going to school because normally up here you get snow days. You don't go to school because it snows.
Right.
When I was in Jamaica, you didn't go to school because it was fucking election time. And God forbid.
And you talking about election up here
No, in
or
Jamaica.
election down there?
In Jamaica.
like, okay. PNP, GNP.
Yeah,
them kinda-
that time, yeah. I mean, I don't know what goes on now, but when I was there and I was a kid, I remember specifically we couldn't go to school. And, you to school, you want to go to school. You get out of the house, get away from your parents and stuff. You know what I mean?
We always look for an excuse to get out the house. Now
Yeah.
kids just stay in their room.
Now they just there. But I remember we couldn't go to school for like a whole week because election.
That's
know,
crazy.
But it was real, and the fear was anything could happen. Because children are the most they don't give a damn about telling you the truth. So God forbid you went out there and somebody found out who your family was voting for.
Mm.
You can get everybody killed.
Yep. They ain't play back then.
You can
You
get
could
everybody
killed.
killed.
You could get killed over taking someone Julie mango off of their tree
Yeah,
back then.
yeah.
It's- oh man.
Dude, Jamaica's a different place, dude. I remember, man, in Edgewater, dude, you went upside down, bro. I remember in Edgewater.
I think he's doing that.
Real quick, real quick though, in Edgewater, there was a guy. Somebody used to run around stealing clothes off the line, because in Jamaica we didn't no dryers and shit. You wash your clothes and you hang them out on the line.
Right.
And there was this neighborhood thief apparently, or I don't know if it was one or a few, but they caught one
Stealing clothes, huh?
stealing clothes off the line.
Where they found the body?
They strung him up on. There's a bridge leading to Edgewater when you're coming into Edgewater. There's a bridge. They got the guy and put tires around him, put him inside of the tires, and lit him a fire. They beat him to a pulse and lit him a fire on the top of the bridge.
For stealing clothes?
Bro, they made an example.
It's a little fucking harsh, dude.
That is, I hate to say like that's kind of the norm, but
They made an example out of him. And I remember specifically because I was a child, and you remember like the tires burning is a horrible smell.
Yeah, of course, it's rubber.
Yeah. But when the flesh starts burning,
mm-hmm.
it's even worse than the tires. And then when the tear gas comes, because the officials are going to freaking clear the crowd, that's even worse because now your eyes and everything starts burning. I'm talking about, we live probably about 10 houses away from where this is happening.
So you don't think that's a little harsh?
We never had
I
a
mean,
problem with
harsh
stealing it again.
harsh is a relative term. I mean, if you grew up in that environment, you're not necessarily gonna see certain things as harsh, because you grew up seeing it. I mean, coming to America, it kind of changes your perspective on things. But there's violence like that over here. Like, this isn't the bedrock of humanity.
And that's what
Like,
I'm leading up to. That's what I'm leading up to, DeVar, because, we left all of that to come here because this is supposed to be opportunity and greatness, and that was supposed to be a third world country that was leaving behind.
It has opportunity here, and I would argue that it does have the opportunity.
No,
and
absolutely,
greatness
absolutely.
here.
You have all the opportunity.
But it got all
in the
that
world.
other shit too.
You got as much opportunity to be as great as you want to, and you have as much opportunity to be anybody's footstool.
Yeah.
Now, all the opportunities are here. You feel me? Now, my thing is, I didn't see too much a lack of a lack of that back home. I guess I wasn't an adult back home, so to be fair, I wasn't an adult, so I don't really. But looking at a child's perspective, shit, I saw the same damn opportunities, from the people that were around me, or the people that I was around. But I came here and saw struggle. I met struggle, real struggle, here, right here. I met real struggle right here, where I realizing that this is a place you work and you pay bills, and you work and you pay bills, and then you climb above that a little bit, but your ass is exposed. You're a little bit above it, but your ass is exposed.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think we turning back to a third world country here. I think we turning this country to a third world country.
I think so. I think there's gonna be, after a while, there's gonna be rich and poor. There's not gonna be that middle group. And that's what makes a third world country.
Mm-hmm.
There's no middle class. It's just you have the rich and then you have the rest of y'all. And it is what it is. And if you're not a part of that class, oh well. Like, I see why a lot of people kind of flee and come here. I mean, the system is still has its flaws, but the system that's in place, if you learn how to navigate through, you can do a lot of good things. And if you decide to bring that back to where you are, because don't get me wrong, there's people in Jamaica right now that live beautifully, that live like kings and queens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, you go to certain parts of Jamaica, you like, is this the same island? Like, where is this? I remember I wanted to go to the market, and where I was staying, they were like, we don't go there. We send people there. I was like, okay, all right. But it's like, I see why, there's a certain, you got to learn how to navigate through those roads and everything there. And it's like, I see why people fight so hard to come up here. But on the same note, every time I go there, I appreciate the beauty of it. At one point, I questioned why, my parents fought so hard to come up here, especially when I would go back. I'm like, why would y'all leave this? Then I had to sit down, and then, I had to drive around. Then they were like, okay, this is where you were born. This is what goes on here. This goes on here. And then I got schooled to why. Some of my family, they're still down there, and they made good of what they have. They own businesses down there. They're doing good for themselves, but we all come from same place. Some are still where they've been for years, for probably generations. And if that's what makes them happy and they want to be there, more power to them. Some people don't like it up here. Some people from Jamaica, they come up here and they just, nah, I'm going back.
I've got I know somebody that had to leave. Let's put it that way. Had to leave as an adult, but never been to Jamaica and this and that. Like, don't know nothing about Jamaica. And was there somebody that I looked up to here, like, making big moves, all of a sudden had to go. All right, bet. Was there for like 3-4 years. My mom passed away, shot back up. Wasn't supposed to be here, but shot back up. And was like, y'all niggas need to get out of here. Like, I will never come back here. I'm only here because your mom. Like, y'all gotta go, y'all don't understand what freedom is living here. And this is somebody that knows less about Jamaica, knew less about Jamaica than I did. And I left Jamaica when I was 8. He left when he was a lot younger. And haven't returned until he had to go back.
Right.
You know, that's the worst way to go back to Jamaica.
I'm telling you. Cause yeah, you from there, but
That's the worst
you
way.
from there, but you ain't. You from there, but you ain't from
Yeah,
there.
he ain't from there, right? But if
They
he could
smell
go
it
there
on you.
and he bought a brand new vehicle when he was here and send it down.
Okay. Do that if you want to.
No, he did. He did. But he was doing everything legal. Like when he was up here, he was an illegal individual. Like he would do, you know what I mean? He would move very illegally. But when he went home, he was able to move and do business. He started with a chicken coop in one of our aunt's backyard. And he was able to make huge moves
Right.
legally. You know what I mean? Because you don't have all this ties and the red tape and all that we have here.
So you feel there's a lot of opportunity there, basically, if you do it right.
Yeah.
Because there's people that are doing it right.
Right. No, I'm not
I
even
got family
thinking.
down
I
there.
know
That's,
that.
I got family down there that's doing it right. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's a whole other side that people don't see.
I got uncles down there now that they come up and they visit, spend time, and they back home.
Yep. But moving along from that topic, did you guys want to get into this this gender thing? I mean, we're approaching the top of the hour.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna get into it, we might as well touch into it because
Think we should pay some bills first.
yes, that's a very good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah,
do that.
man.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
We'll be back, y'all.
We'll be right back. It's Urban Country Morning. Early in the morning. Let's go.
Dear Heavenly Father, I just come before you.
No, it can't. It doesn't have to be a caring hand. It just has to feel like a caring hand.
Bruh.
Are we making masculinity out to be a bad thing then?
All of your life.
That's most important to the child is they have the right to have both parents in their life.
Exactly.
Florida.
I just wanted to chime in on the topic.
I'm watching your program here, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, we are all the way live right now. Shout out to our entertainment man. Red Thomas is in the building later on. Parents simply putting the child's best interest at first. Hello, you're live. So
This is amazing. This
yeah,
is
one more
like,
tape for the shameless self-promotion. Hit up urbancountryfilms.com, euhosting.com.
Come by with us as you shit, shower, and shave. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Urban Country Mornings.
People repeat history. Welcome. I am your host, Michael, and this is Solution. A platform where we discuss ideas and finding solutions to the issues we face as a people. Statistically, our situation has not improved much over the past couple of 100 years. I intend to fix that. We like to believe history repeats itself, when in actuality, it is people who repeat history. Let's stop doing that.
What's going on, everyone? Devar here. Some of you know me as Professor D. Some of you know me as Debo. Right now, it doesn't matter how you know me. I want to bring some information to you. Today, I want to let you guys know that we will be going live every Thursday. I want you to clear your schedules at 8 o'clock every Thursday. The show is called Let's Talk Freedom, and the topic that we're going to be discussing this Thursday is religions. Do all paths lead to the same destination? Come and take a deep dive with us. Let's get into this subject, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. Peace and love, and see you Thursday.
BUhosting.com. Yeah, that's right. That's BUhosting.com. What did I say? BUhosting.com. Home of the 1111 domain. BUhosting.com.
And we are back. Thank you.
All right, we are back, y'all. All right. We're gonna get into this whole I guess men versus women thing, but I wanted to touch on something. I saw a video, and the video, there was a woman who had police escort, and she was going back, I guess, to the home that she shared with either it was her ex, you know, but she got a police escort there. And I don't know if she was keeping the home or he was, or she was coming to get her belongings or whatever the case is, but she went there and basically they said all of his stuff, you know, was there, and they said, okay, he's coming back. But there were about 3 or 4 officers with her.
Officers for an escort, but okay.
They do that. They do that. It just don't
I've
really
had escorts a few times, but okay.
Don't really talk about it. But
All
they went to the house, and the guy came back. But the guy came, but check this out. The guy came back and opened fire. It was caught on the officer's body cam.
With the officers, well, apparently the officers.
Yeah, he shot at the officers. He came back. They shot at the he shot at the officers. He was trying to shoot the
I guess they needed 4 officers, huh?
He was trying to shoot the lady. One officer went down. I don't think any of the officers died. I mean, they lit his ass up. It was 4th of July.
Where did this happen?
But
Please don't say Florida.
That small townhome, the body cam footage, the dude that was doing the shooting was wearing like red pants and a white shirt or something like that.
So you saw it, wasn't it a few days ago or something like that?
I saw that a few days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was here. Was it here in Florida?
But I did see the video of it.
Was it here in Florida?
Judging by the way that those houses looked, probably not. That
no.
That looked like a Northern Territories. That looked like Boston, maybe.
Well, the way that one thing that I looked at, the door was wide open, and the officer, they were talking to the lady, and one had their back turned, and the door is wide open. That's a red flag right there. Like, I don't know who trained these guys. You know, I'm into this whole training thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a common sense thing. A door is wide open, you know, and you know you're going there. You gotta cover all bases.
If they're 4
deep, he came out guns blazing.
Yeah, if they're 4 deep, they know they was going into a situation. They know they were going into something.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did. Not the way they were positioned. When you look at the video and you look at their positions and you look at how everything was structured, they were too calm.
Really?
They were too calm for that. And here's my thing. The reason why I even brought that up is because, you know, this whole defund the police movement. And they're talking about, for that type of job, having social workers escort the women.
That ain't gonna work.
definitely ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
Now, I do support the idea of reform, but when you talk about defunding, think of everything that has been defunded. You know, no one ever says on a Friday night, you know what, let's go ahead and get some cafeteria food. Let's get some of that free lunch that we got at school. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Anything that you take away funds from, like, you're really not going to get the best of it. And that doesn't stop situations like that happen. Don't put social workers in that type of situation. Yep.
I would go back for the pizza. Yeah. That
Which
pizza
one though? Which one? The diamond pizza or the square one?
Pizza.
Because you know they had the diamond ones. What do they call it? Did they call it Mexican pizza? You know the one I'm talking about, man. You had the square ones, and then you had that other shit, man. The other one that no one really got. Everyone wanted the square one.
But going back to the officers, yeah, that was complacency on their part, and they preached that from day one. Like, even in the military, complacency kills. Do not be complacent. Don't stand in the doorway. Make sure the doorway is covered.
Door was wide open.
Overworked and on overtime. I don't know their issue, but like, yeah, they were just kind of like, let's get in here, let's get this done and go, because I'm tired and I want to leave. And that's when the worst things happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I know. So wait. Now, from somebody that haven't seen the video, but I'm talking to two people that obviously know a little bit about training, right? So, with that being said,
Three people, man.
Okay, three people. All right. Yeah, whatever, buddy. But no, real shit. I can see one person having that type of day. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. It's been a long day. But there's four of them on the scene, and all four of them on the scene have the same posture. That makes me like. That now makes me start wondering. And call me a conspiracy theorist all you fucking want. I mean, you know, it just makes me start wondering.
All right, conspiracy theorists.
Really? No, you know. No, it's like real deal though, because how could why does all four of them have that same disposition in such a dangerous situation that both of you guys can point out so easily?
Police are not trained properly.
Okay.
I think the worst thing you can do right now is defund people that you depend on for safety and put certain people with lethal weapons on the street that are not trained properly. How are they going to get trained?
But you can't be trained for every situation. You
can't be trained for every situation, but your mentality in a certain situation can mean life or death at any point.
Yeah.
And when you do the preparation, when you do the work, your due diligence ahead of time to scope out the scene, make sure someone should have been outside. You have 3 or 4 officers. Why are all of them in the house?
They were cold.
All of them don't have to be in the house. Someone should have been watching the perimeter.
Something's up.
Got a point there.
They were too comfortable because on the surface it just looked like a domestic case that needed police escort. Maybe there was some domestic violence there, and they're just like, okay, we're just gonna walk you over there to get your stuff, and should some shit pop off, we're just gonna be there to help you. Well, if you're there and you're not mentally ready for any point of it to go down, like here's the thing. There's a certain type of officer for every type of situation. And that training to hit that switch, you need to have it. There's a lot of officers who don't need to be in that position right now. They don't need to be, they're undertrained. They don't need to be, they made too many mistakes.
So
and it could have been a lot worse.
But let me ask you this though, on that line. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you guys, you guys get in next. But police in America are city to city, state to state. Like the furthest you can go, like we don't have like a federal police system, right? We have city cops, we have county cops, we have and state cops, and then every state that changes. So
Right.
out of all the states, you're gonna have different training, different things that they got to go through, different this and that and the other things, right? So
That right there, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that right there shows the wide range of the issues that we have, not only with police force, but with politics in general. What works in this area doesn't exactly work in this area. What will work in an inner city does not work in rural Texas or rural Alabama.
So with that being said, right? Like right now, I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If I don't like the way things are going on in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, I can pick up and I can move to Mississippi. I can move to somewhere in Georgia. I can move.
Shit, Mississippi. God
That
damn.
just
you had
freaking came
pick
to my
that
mind,
one?
bro. Because I didn't want to say Massachusetts, but that was the next thing that came to my mind. But you know,
But yeah,
I can get up and I can move, and I can negate that. Now, are we? Do you think we might be moving to a place with all these things going on in these different states, to where we can easily have a movement that says we need to federalize our police?
no.
You see the way that the government is run, correct?
Not really.
Now,
I mean, not dibbling and dabbling, but I'm still
Now,
confused.
The police need to know the area. They need to be well equipped for the area that they're in. And when you federalize it, like you can't blanket that. You can't put a big veil over it and have it. It's not gonna work. It needs to be specific.
I know that, and I feel that way. But that's not the question. The question is that what the masses of people are leading towards? Because you're not the masses of people, bro. Whether you want to freaking
Maybe, but I think it's rooted in a little bit of ignorance, and ignorance not meaning stupid, but ignorance and not knowing. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are ignorant to the actual day-to-day situations that certain officers find themselves into. And a lot of people are ignorant to the fact that with officers, people see one officer and they think that they're connected to this other city and they think there's this one big connection between all of them. And it's not like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with the fact that the police need to know the neighborhood and the neighborhood need to know the police.
Exactly.
It's accountability both ways. You know what I mean? Because you're going to think twice about, as a police officer, you're going to think twice about killing my child if every day you got to patrol my neighborhood and I know you by name.
That is true.
That's small town thinking, and that's where you can get that type of personality type kind of deal. Another thing that the public doesn't realize is that you can request to ride along with your local police force.
I recommend that all the time to people. Do a ride along.
I had no idea.
So yeah,
the general public can ask that.
The general public can do a ride along. You can actually spend a day with an officer on a ride along. You go to their calls, you see what they go through throughout the day, and you actually get a better understanding of.
Oh, we're gonna do that, yo. We're gonna do
what
that,
the day-to-day tasks are. Because here's my thing. Here's my thing. People are doing a lot of talking.
No.
Because like,
what happened?
Fucking dope to be like Tubbs and Crockett just rolling around.
People do a lot of talking about officers, and they don't really talk to officers.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That is at the day-to-day in like a larger city, as opposed to, let's say, small town Texas,
right?
Is that police officers are treated like dirt. They're cursed at, they're yelled at, and they're lied to, and that's their job. Their job is to get lied to by the general public all the time. You know you were speeding. What'd you get? You know I pulled you over? No, I have no idea, officer.
Because you're a racist. That's why you pulled me over.
And that's usually the first thing that they go for. And it's like you hear it 1,000 times and it just gets hit in your head. And eventually, like, they're people too. You can only curse them so long before they snap. And the only problem is that they have that authority, and that's what people look at.
I kind of don't give them that pass that they're people too, because you signed up for a certain job where you have to make split decisions and you have a lethal force. Like, not everyone is equipped for that, and that's come back to the training that I'm talking about. Like, you really have to be equipped. That's why I can't support something like defund the police.
No, yeah, I'm not.
Maybe the funds, maybe the funds need to be allocated towards certain things that will help the officer to make those split decisions that could be critical.
I'm down with getting rid of
funds out of there, to take funds out and put social workers in a situation like what I told you about, where the dude came back and he started open fire, and his objective was to kill everyone that he saw and to kill his ex. And had those officers not been there, she would have been dead, as well as that social worker that they sent there. But no one talks about that. And then I get flack for it, but I don't give a fuck. Can't whoop me. So it is what it, and you can come visit me if you want, but I will just, you know what? I ain't even gonna go there.
You're gonna get canceled, bro.
We can't get canceled.
Can't get canceled.
We can't get canceled. This is our shit.
Yes.
We're doing this on our own.
You cannot. We're immune.
Exactly.
Fuck you mean.
Now, speaking of cancel, let's segue into you was gonna say something, John? John got his hand up.
No, I was about to ask what happened to the gender wars.
We were just about to get into it.
Okay.
That topic
Just
is a
about
little
to
bit.
get into it.
That topic
Now,
just was a little bit sensitive.
You mean people are sensitive about the topic?
People are sensitive about the topic.
People get in their feelings all the time.
Yeah.
So man, I wish we had a woman on the panel to talk to kind of balance out all this toxic masculinity that we have going here.
My wife can't make it. She's cooking.
What describes toxic masculinity? Is it because you don't agree with the woman, you're toxic? Is that what it is?
It depends on who
Fucking
you're
toxic
talking.
masculinity is not even a fucking thing, yo. That's a made up ass couple of words that needs to be throwing ass back in the damn toilet.
You sounded like you're using your toxic masculinity right now.
Good. Absolutely. Good. Very good. Very good. Somebody
you
needs
mansplaining.
to.
Someone said the other day I was
God damn it.
mansplaining.
Somebody needs to. I listen. I'm gonna be the fucking guy. I'm gonna be y'all. How do they call it? I'm gonna take one for the team, y'all.
Man, look, I look at it like this. There has to be some kind of balance out there in the mix. We do have to listen to women and take their input and listen to their insight when it comes to certain things. We can't, act like their opinion doesn't matter when it comes to not just small decisions, but big decisions as well. But on the same note, we don't have to take certain shit either. So it's like it's based on your situation.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a pushover for anyone,
Absolutely.
but you also don't want to be a dictator in your relationship either.
Exactly.
And what I'm seeing now is a lot of people, it's like it's one or the other. All men are bad, all women are bad. You got this thing, what do they call it?
Misogynist.
Big MGTOW, men going their own way or some shit like that. Where the fuck y'all going? Where you going without women? That don't sound like a place that I want to go.
You call that prison.
You know, that don't sound like a place that I want to go. You know what I mean? But there has to be there has to be compromise. I've been with my wife for almost 2 decades now, and
damn, you old.
Hey, it is what it is. But at least I'm not one of those relationship gurus who are status single, but they writing books and telling you how your relationship should be. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, Steve Harvey, but it's like
there's another one too. There's another one, Kevin Samuels or something like that. He's got this thing about what's it called?
Oh, we were talking about him on Shelly's show, right?
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy y'all was talking about on Shelly's show. Yeah.
Man, you know what? It's hard for me to comment on him because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't like seen any of his stuff to really
What's his name?
really comment on it. And I really do wanna
Name.
I don't like just going in on someone that I don't know. I mean,
Steve-
from what we talked about on the show,
No, so listen, I can talk about him a little bit. What's his name? Kevin Samuels.
Kevin's. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's got a thing where he grooms men for a living, bro.
Yeah, I bet he does.
He's a professional
Man, look,
fucking groomer
that
for a
shit
living,
sounds
bro.
suspect.
Hold
Yo,
on, let me
dress
turn on
up
my
them
camera for
argument,
this one.
Bridget.
Let me turn on my camera for this one.
Dress
This
up them
guy-
argument, Bridget. Grooms, man.
He grooms, bro.
What
That's
kind
what he
of shit is that?
does. Bro, this is what he does for a living, bro.
Woo, that boy look fabulous.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. It looks like a fall out of the drag.
I'm not gonna say all that, but he's got a little too much style for me.
Bro,
So-
I'm telling you, the man grooms men for a living, bro. And then he tells men, he gives men advice on relationship advice. And there's black men.
I heard he has
Out here.
good advice on
Eat
other
you.
stuff.
You don't make
Outside of relationships, I heard he has good advice, but I wouldn't take relationship advice
No,
from him.
but
He's not
listen,
in one.
Listen, bro. Listen. Good advice on other stuff, like how to groom yourself, how to take showers, the cologne to wear.
Oh,
fucking
shit.
married that advice.
No, my bad. My wife has me eating sauerkraut.
Oh,
I'm not getting sponsored by this
No,
company.
no,
but
seriously.
this
No.
shit is horrible.
Is it?
Yo, go get some kimchi, man.
yeah, that'll do you a lot better than that nasty stuff.
I'm
My
supposed to be taking.
When I was like 5 years old, I walked right out the house. She said, "Come back here. It's dinner time." I said, "Nope."
He's he doesn't.
Couple
eat-
more scoops.
Is that real sauerkraut? Like, no. I can eat sauerkraut on a little bit of sauerkraut, very tiny bit on a hot dog.
I can't even smell that stuff without retching. I'll eat most things
Devar.
pickled, but that stuff
Yeah.
is just
Devar, you should zoom in on your face and eat it.
Nah, I'm good.
You look like,
Stay right here.
it look like your lips quivering and everything.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be.
Gotta be something serious to be eating raw like that. Like I can have a little bit, like legit, a few strands. Legit.
maybe durian fruit at that restaurant.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to get them to do durian fruit.
Oh,
Yeah, you were supposed to do that.
Huh?
You were supposed to set that up, Mr. Programs Director.
Yeah. You know how hard
Never
it is
directed
too
any
small.
programs.
durian fruit to each person's house. Fucking, you can kill people with durian fruit.
But I mean,
Yeah.
come on, bro. We're not gonna die. We're not. I mean,
No. I'm talking about
No,
you could bludgeon someone to death with durian fruit.
yeah, like it's grown in a tree. It's like a tree like plant, and it's like spiky, and they have to put nets underneath the trees in order to harvest them, because if not, like the force of the thing could literally kill you. It's the size of bigger
Like
than
a coconut.
No.
oh, so
Here,
what you're saying is it's hard to get.
God damn.
yeah.
Yo,
and
you know
also-
what that reminds me of? Jackfruit.
Yeah.
You said jackfruit before I did. Where you from?
All over the
Mexico.
place.
Okay. That's what's up.
He gets called Mexican more than I do. I don't even know why he's tripping.
Hey, but see, if you guys would have saved the royal talk, man, he used to live in England.
I mean,
Yeah, I was actually there when Princess Diana died, and the whole nation just literally fell apart for like 3 weeks straight.
To be
until
a-
they buried
to be honest with you, though, the only thing that I'm curious about England is why the fuck is America sending money over there on a regular basis? That's my only.
We're going off the rails of the gender wars.
Yeah, we're going way off the rails.
Had like people.
We were
in-
talking about your boy with the style.
Yeah,
That's telling men how to
That's that grooming thing, but I thought you were talking about the gender wars, like American.
Well, I mean, he's a part of it, I guess. But let's
Yeah,
go
he's
on to
fueling
the
it.
whole.
he's one of the.
Let's go on to the whole the gender war thing, because now it's like every woman is pretty much a victim now. Did you guys hear about Johnny Depp's situation with Amber Heard?
No.
Yep.
Supposedly she shit in the bed.
Literally, get the bed.
Well, check this out. He you know, he got fired from Disney and all of that stuff. You guys heard about that, right?
What happened?
Mm-mm.
Fired from Disney.
Yep.
Oh
The
yeah.
whole Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, all that shit over
Let's
something,
see.
over something she said. Nothing was proven. That's my problem. Nothing was proven.
I don't think it's more along the lines of that. I think it's partial to the smear campaign that she like pretty much spearheaded, because like she was taking photos of like his day-to-day life, like his cocaine stash, his out of control drinking, his like when he's on the uppers and he takes downers, and like filming him passed out on the floor.
Yep.
Those are the things that Disney looks at, like Disney, don't even get me started on it, but those are the things that they probably looked at and said, okay, we can't have him working with us anymore.
Real quick, let me go to some of these comments. Some of these comments is pretty crazy. So somebody says, Miss Wonderful says, how to look like and be like a white male. See Kevin Samuels.
Wow.
Somebody else said Kevin Samuels is toxic masculinity.
I don't think he looks like a white male. He just looks like he's from a certain community.
He looks like he's from
the
a
way
gay
that he
community.
was
Yeah.
dressed. He just he looked fabulous.
I think he's a lot of that tight pants thing. That's like a Euro design type of thing.
I mean, I don't mean to, talk, I mean, that's his style, it's his style, but I mean, them pants was tight, man. Like you could check his blood pressure.
Yeah, I think that's a Euro thing. I think that's where they're coming from with that. To be honest with you, like I think they got a cut for it called Euro cut.
Really? I wouldn't
so.
know.
I think so. So Doug says toxic masculinity is shooting a woman because she denies her advances.
Damn.
That sounds pretty toxic. I mean, honestly, that I can side
That's
with.
toxic as hell.
That sounds pretty damn toxic. Because she was saying like you just described toxic masculinity in your story about the guy that came back to shoot everybody on sight.
Yeah.
So that's what she was pointing at and saying, well, I guess that would be.
But what is toxic masculinity? I don't even see that as masculinity. A lot dealing with masculinity.
Yeah.
A lot of masculinity is having control of your emotions.
Good point.
Like
Very good point.
a lot of masculinity is logical thinking. A lot of masculinity is strategizing, having a plan, long-term goals. Like, I mean, certain things, transfer over. Remember, masculinity is not necessarily synonymous to men.
So wait a minute now. Yeah, remember we did go on that subject, but we're not gonna go there today. We're not going there today.
We ain't going there today. I'm just saying. Because when I say like logical thinking is not synonymous to men. Women can think logical too. You know what I mean? Like, but my point is with the whole masculinity thing, my idea of masculinity, like I grew up with my dad, you know what I mean? Which a lot of us don't necessarily have that opportunity. And I got to see it from a different, I got to see things from a different perspective. I didn't necessarily get that day-to-day unconditional love from my mom. And I didn't have my mom trying to play a certain role that she didn't fit. She was my mom. She loved me different. It's equal to the love my dad gave me, but they both were necessary.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no one better. There's no one better than the other. And the thing is, in society now, it's like women are to the point where it's like, oh, I don't need a man. I can be his mom and his dad. Like, no, you can't.
But where does that come from, though, DeVar?
men have to take responsibility for a certain part of it, but women do too. Like, I'm not just gonna sit there and give them a pass and let it all fall on us like we're the we're to blame for everything that goes on here.
So
we're both responsible.
But here's my thing though. Because as far as masculinity, that's what we just explained. Like, masculinity is, you explain masculinity as what I think of it is. It's a lot of things.
I don't see it as a bad thing.
No, I don't. But
I see it as necessary.
Yeah,
Femininity
I'm
is necessary.
we're not-
Masculinity is necessary.
But we're not debating that at all. I agree with you 100%. But what I'm saying is, what right now, I hear a lot of men that are saying that, you know what, we are better than women, or greater than women, or women aren't equal to us because of our masculinity.
Well,
and wait.
To an extent,
but
I
wait,
agree
let
with
me
that,
finish.
and I'll explain.
But let me finish though. They're equating that these same people are equating that masculinity with only brute force, strength, physical strength, which to me doesn't make sense.
Okay, so my ideology is what I think toxic masculinity, at least when they explain it, is the ideology or the act of just being like, you're wrong because you're a woman, I'm right because I'm a man, and if I
go do the
say
dishes.
up is down and left is right and your ass needs to be in the kitchen, that's toxic masculinity. The problem is the internet takes those things and they run with it, and it just goes out of control, and next thing you know, fixing your car or lifting weights is considered toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Because those are generally man things that you do, and it's considered toxic to do them because you're just being a man all over the place. You're not,
Well, those things aren't necessarily just for men. See, right now
Exactly.
he's
You
being
can-
toxic.
Exactly.
We had a story. No,
If
we
I was
had a
to-
story on the morning show the other day.
Because you're a woman, that would be toxic masculinity.
Listen, no, Shelly had a story on the morning show the other day. Shout outs to Urban Country Mornings. You can catch us from 7 to 9 every morning right here, Monday through Friday. But she brought a story the other day where this lady, I want to call her Karen, I think her name was Katie. She went on a rampage that she doesn't want men opening the door for her.
Too bad. That's good manners. I'm not doing it because you're a fucking woman. I'm doing it because I was raised that way.
Right, but that's top.
I do that for women. I do that for kids.
Yeah, dude.
Wait. Dre, were you just about to say that's toxic masculinity?
That's what this lady was saying.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm
man.
telling you, bro, that's what the lady was saying, bro.
My fellow
I'm
human
telling you,
being.
Shelly was here. I'm telling you. Hey,
See, and that's that bullshit that I'm talking about. That right there. Like, there's nothing toxic about being polite to a woman. Can a woman do it herself? Of course she can, but you're just being polite, especially if she's carrying something. There's nothing wrong
her thing
with
was
opening the door.
her thing was, and it was the most stupidest statement. Her thing was, I don't need you to decide if I'm going to that door. I don't need you to make the decision for me to go into the door. What the fuck are you talking about, Katie? Katie, you decided to go in the door already. I saw you walking towards the door. Is the only reason I'm opening the
And
fucking
all you
door for
wanted to do was provide assistance. That's it. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, now you have a certain sector of women. It's almost like they just looking to pick a fight.
No, I get.
Like, they just want to fight.
No, I get that. I get that.
You know, and the thing is, they always fight with, everything. There's no accountability, and I'm speaking in general right now because, again, someone's gonna hear this and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're talking about women, or you're this and that." No. I'm talking about a certain sector. Like, here's my thing: a strong woman does not have to say that she's a strong woman. They never do.
Never.
They
Ever.
never say it.
Ever.
You just see it. You see it through their actions. If you constantly gotta say that you are something, you are not that thing.
Repeat it again. And you can take
It
that
is so
statement.
true.
You can
If
say
you
that
have
you don't have to put the woman
constantly
in front of
drive
it.
that point,
But you don't have
are
to put the
not
woman
that.
in front of it. Whatever it is. If
It
you're
could be
a
man
boss,
too.
you're not running around talking about you're a boss. If you're a freaking CEO, you're not running around talking about your CEO. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're strong, you're not running around talking about your strength. If you're a fighter, you're not running. If you're a good fighter, you're not running around talking about fighting people.
You don't have to, because the action speaks for itself.
It's like a welding moment.
What'd you say, John?
I said I love you.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, it's getting to the point where I just see that.
Oh,
that-
shit.
oh shit.
It's toxic masculinity right here.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking
Now
toxic.
that is toxic masculinity right there. Being displayed.
You know what I mean? Right on display.
But yeah, man, it's getting totally out of hand. And to your point, Dre, you were saying men and women are equal or something to that effect. I
Yeah,
don't
because-
believe that.
You don't believe we're equal?
No, not at all.
So
Men and women are not equal.
why do you think that?
If I was equal to my wife, I wouldn't need my wife.
So why does she need you?
We're compatible. We're not equal. There's things that she does better than I do. There's things that I need her for, and there's things that I do better. And there's
Okay.
things that she needs me for.
Okay.
We complement.
We
Men and
complement
women
each other. Yes, we
complement,
complement
each other. This
Yes.
whole equal thing, I can do what you can do, and you can do. No, you meet someone who
No, I can get
you
behind
meet
that.
someone who can elevate your flaws, who can take you to that next level.
That
If
I
I
can get
have an
behind.
equal, what's the point?
I can get behind that.
I could do it myself. And a lot of people are getting to that point. A lot, you hear the women all the time. I don't need no man. I don't need more power to you. You do whatever you want, but just understand
There's
time waits for no one. And
uh,
as time goes by,
about a single parent, but it does take two people to make one person or more persons, depending if you have twins or not.
Right.
And
well, I mean, if you're influenced by women like Cardi B and a lot of these other role models, so to speak, now out there, a lot of these women, they call that women's empowerment. I'm not hating on Cardi B making her money. I'm not hating on her making a living doing whatever it is that she's doing. But the people who are influenced by her, it's like you really gotta think about what it is you're saying and doing, because you're believing in shit. Like Cardi B, she has a job to do. She's actually working and doing a job, but most people, they take that shit literally. Like they look at a video and like they're so influenced by it, like I want to be like that. And it's like it's no different from watching a movie, and they come in and they're like shooting up everything, and the hero always leaves unscathed and all this stuff. It's a movie, treat it as such, but unfortunately people are getting their life advice from these things. And you see women now, like a lot of women, they have this thing where it's like they're attacking men because of their bad experience. You have to ask yourself, what in your situation attracted that certain individual that scarred you to begin with?
A friend of mine was listening to some podcast or radio clip or something like that, and this lady had like 3 different kids by the same dude. But
Can you just
he
speak
was
up a
also,
little bit?
like, Italian.
Hey, can you just speak up a little bit for us, bro?
Yeah. So my friend was watching this clip or something like that. She had like 5 kids from like 3 different dudes, and none of them stuck around, and most of them were usually in jail. And she was calling in on a radio show talking about how she no longer felt that she needed a man and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. And the DJ said, hold up. So you knowingly went after these guys that you knew had no self-worth, no plans, no goals, and you let them put a baby in you. And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, so you actively went to shit, and now you're standing here complaining that all men are trash because you actively went after shit, and you're stuck dealing with their consequences.
if all men are trash, then you must be a fly.
Exactly.
If all men are shit, you must be a fly. Because obviously, and that's the thing, you gotta hold yourself accountable for your actions. Don't get me wrong, you get in a situation, things don't work out, you may end up with a child, but someone will come along. And a lot of times too, you see this with men and women. A lot of times the person that's good for you, you don't go for that person. Just like how you just mentioned with the lady finding the jail bait, that's who they choose. There could be a guy out there who can pretty much be exactly what they need in their life, but they don't want that.
They're gonna miss them now because they got 5 kids and no dude wants them.
Exactly. And now they want to bring that and present themselves to that person now, and that person's like, well, when I was trying to talk to you before, you didn't give me the time of day. Now you're here, but now I have to take on all this responsibility.
Shelly in the comments says, when a woman says that they can do both roles, it's a defense mechanism. What do you mean by that, Shelly? What do you mean it's a defense from what? Like what kind of defense is it? Against who? Again.
You didn't make the child by yourself. You shouldn't have to raise the child by yourself. And if the father of the child is not stepping up or wanting to be a part of the child, there's ways that you can get assistance to help you with that process if you want to go that route. But no, you do have to take responsibility for getting yourself in that situation.
You can't force a parent to be in a child's life. You can force child support.
But that's what I'm saying. You could get,
but what is
get assistance.
Like, that's honestly, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys out here that think that they're not absentee fathers simply because they pay child support, and that's all the fuck they do.
No, you're an absentee father. Like if you're just providing the financial support, that's just a small part of what the child needs. The most important part is you being there.
Is you being there, absolutely, 100%. But I mean,
unfortunately, there's a lot of women who don't necessarily see nor do they care about that aspect of it. And there's some women who rate a good father by how much money they collect per month. Let's talk about that.
Where does all that stuff come from, though, Navar? I wonder, where does that stuff come from? Because at the end of the day, right? We are the ones that lead as men, right? We lead. No?
I even question that whole lead thing. I look at it like this: like if I'm with someone and we're in this together, like, look, if I need to lead, I'll go ahead and do that.
I'm not talking about individually, bro. I'm talking about as a society. As a society, we can't say the human fucking race from Bible time going forward. Right? Men dominate society. Men lead society. I mean,
that's what we're taught. But I mean, I kind of see things a little different, but it's based on the situation that I'm in. Like I said, my wife and I, we're not equals. If we were equals, we wouldn't be where we are.
Try not to go personal. Try not to go to your level. I'm talking about on the whole. I mean, think about it. Somebody pointed out the other day.
We're screwed.
Yeah, but somebody pointed out the other day. Where in time can you point to, what do they call it? Matriarchy? That's what, female dominant society?
Right.
You can't, can you?
I'm not a historian or anything. I don't know anything about.
I've heard it come up a few times, and I haven't heard anybody point to one.
I think Cleopatra's role was one, but it was kind of brushed under the carpet because her proclivities. I guess you could say Joan of Arc, but she wasn't really a matriarch. She was more along the lines of a military leader.
Joan,
Holy
Joan was
crap.
a man.
I'm sorry to.
You said
Wait,
Joan?
say what?
Joan of Arc?
Yeah, but that wouldn't be considered a leader. Well,
What'd you say about Joan of Arc?
She
was a leader. She wasn't like she
No,
was.
no, no, Dre.
was-
What did you say?
wasn't that a man?
Joan d'Arc? No, that was a woman. They burned her at the stake by the end of it, but
okay. Well.
Burned her as a witch because she claimed to talk to God.
Yeah.
And only men are allowed to talk to God.
Toxic masculinity.
Now that's toxic masculinity.
So hold on, I'm confused. I'm talking about who built the ark. You're not talking about the person that built the ark, right?
That's Noah.
Oh, no.
man.
Okay.
Ooh,
Listen,
man,
Joan
you
of
should have
Arc,
just
okay.
let that breeze pass. You
Fuck
should
that,
have just
dude.
let that ride.
Why?
Oh man. Oh man. You were fine until then.
Listen.
We were good. We done skated past it, and you.
I brought it back, huh?
Hey, a friend of mine just sent me some information. Prince William and his wife got paid $7 million to go on Oprah.
Imagine that.
Got paid. Hold on, wait. Let me get this
Imagine
straight.
that.
Got paid $7 million to talk about oppression
Yeah,
and racism.
not bad. Not bad at all.
And
I'm
we
gonna be
talk
like
about
hey, Prince Harry, I'm gonna be like you when I grow up.
and we talk about relatable. You know what I mean? Someone put a comment under something that I put, and they were like, at least he has no problem being around minorities. Like, when are you gonna stop accepting charity from these people?
No,
like,
you pointed out a very good thing though, because he was in Jamaica the other day, right? And I think that's one of the things that they pointed out. They be parading shit like that. But when he went to Jamaica, and you know, we got a couple of listeners in Jamaica. If anybody's tuning in, let us know. Did he go anywhere like other than
Carnation Market, halfway tree.
like, no, I'm like,
What? Just walking around in New Kingston.
like
I don't think he's.
I don't expect to see him walking around, but at least
Rocabessa.
at least take
Yeah, he was in Tivoli Gardens the other day. Oh man.
You know
No,
what
he
I'm
didn't
saying?
go anywhere. He stayed right up there in the hills. Probably didn't even stay there. Like,
helicopter probably flew him in.
yeah, man. Even in the hills, like where you have all the mansions and stuff, like,
Yeah, in and out,
I don't even see him staying there. That's like poverty to him.
bro.
That's like a downgrade.
No man, Jamaica
Like,
nice.
wait a minute,
No, man,
we're gonna
Jamaica-
sleep on that island?
No man, Jamaica nice and fuck man.
No,
No.
it's nice to us. I love Jamaica, but it's different. I was born there. Family's from there. Like, I also love Honduras. When I went to Honduras, it reminded me of Jamaica. The mountain range, like everything. Those Central America and the Caribbean islands, like those places, like they remind me of each other. Now, when you have someone with a lineage that conquered those establishments, not necessarily from there, but conquered those establishments, they're looking at it from a different vantage point. He could never see Jamaica the way I see Jamaica. He can never see those islands the way that I see them. Now, maybe he's trying to come out and live. I think he said, what?
We got
What?
a fact check. We got a fact checker. Miss Wonderful says they put a disclaimer before the show that they weren't paid. Who is the source that say they were paid?
Oprah.
They said, who's the source that said they were or weren't paid?
Were paid, because they're saying that on the Oprah show, they put a disclaimer before the show that stated that they were not paid.
Oh, but you can go.
So they want to know who is the source that's saying that they were paid.
Let me go ahead and look this up here.
Yeah.
Sending a message.
You need a Jamie.
Oh,
Shelley says it's a defense mechanism because that's how she deals with the disappointment and proves to herself that she doesn't need the man to be there.
Tell Shelly she sound like she's displaying some toxic masculinity right now.
Shelly, stop being toxic. You're being masculine. I'm gonna need you to turn back into a woman.
We don't need any more toxic masculinity. There's enough on the panel right now.
Right?
And if we were to say something like toxic femininity, we just have our asses handed to us.
No, but that's a real
If you
thing.
say toxic femininity, you're
Oh, yeah,
displaying your toxic masculinity.
But that's a real thing.
So
You
we
understand
can't-
what I'm saying? If you say toxic femininity, you're displaying your toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
So it cancels each other out then, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
No, it can
so
never
we're back
be
at
canceled
zero.
out.
Yeah, we're back at zero.
Can never be canceled out. If a woman says it, it's right.
Oh my goodness. Urban country freaking life.
But yeah, it's getting crazy, man. It's getting out of control. Like you see people, I
That's-
never
she
got
said,
that
yeah,
whole.
That's exactly what she said. She said it's toxic masculinity on this panel.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. And she just added to it.
Right?
She's a part of it
Oh
too.
my goodness.
You.
Hey boy. Hey boy. Hey boy. We had some so you are we continuing on toxic masculinity? Because we got about 10 minutes left, but
We got 10 minutes left. It's whatever y'all wanna.
I really
You're
want
supposed to be on gender wars, not toxic masculinity.
Oh yeah, gender wars, whatever.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that kind of what we were talking
Same
about?
thing. Gender wars, toxic masculinity, same fucking thing. Yo, did you know there's a female version of the word misogynist?
Misogynist, right?
How did you know this?
I didn't.
It's made up shit.
Wait. Is that the word though? No, I think it's something different.
You think it's something different? No, that's the word. Hold on. Back on.
Find out exactly what it is. But there is a word for it. Like I just learned it
putting
the
on
other
mute.
day
I'm
too.
going
I was
on
like,
mute
what the
now.
hell? The hell is this? But yeah, I don't know where we're going as a society with this whole men versus women thing. Like
Yo.
it's crazy, and I'm just glad that
What
I'm
is the
And there
toxic
should be
masculinity?
like, we need to get through shit together and find a way to work with one another.
absolutely. And we need to teach the young people to do that. But the problem is, what are young people on most of the time?
Oh, well, according to some young people, our generation fucked it up for them. And I was having a debate and I said, we've provided technology and the world at your fingertips, and you don't know what the fuck to do with it. So you're fucking it up for me. And then he walked home.
Yeah, but because we couldn't see his point because he couldn't prove it.
We're not going to say who this person is
Nope.
because we care about this relationship.
But he literally, like, we were like, explain what you're talking about, and he just kind of threw his hands. Oh my God, you don't see what? No, like, explain.
And then he
Well,
said,
this
Flip.
generation does not explain stuff. Everything is based on feelings. Everything is feelings, how you feel. No one is thinking anymore.
Well,
There's
man,
people.
woman, and in the village to raise the children. I grew up on an Air Force base. It was
Yo, the word is
smallish. I could still
misandry.
walk to school. But if I fucked up in school, the whole neighborhood heard about it, and I got my ass whipped on the way home before my mom and my dad whipped my ass.
That was me. I got beat by the teacher, then sent me to the principal's office, got beat by the principal. Then, you're on the way home. The neighbor hears about what you did. They get their licks in. And then mom comes home first. And then dad comes home and you get it. So it was like, you get it from, and everyone was on the same page.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
a time where your parents would go to talk to the teacher and they were all looking at you because you fucked up.
What did
Now, when they go to visit the teacher, the kid and the parents are looking at the teacher like you fucked up.
Yo, the word is misandry. Before I forget again.
Miss Andry,
Misandry.
Andrew.
Miss Andry. Hello,
Misandry.
Miss Andry.
Misogyny and misandry.
they're both misses. What about a misterogeny?
Exactly.
That's that toxic femininity shit.
No, man, masculinity. That's that toxic
No,
masculinity.
it's
shit.
femininity. It's toxic. Well, we did say that toxic masculinity didn't have to come from men.
Exactly.
Huh.
Miss Sandry.
Yeah. Miss Andrea.
Yeah, could I talk to Miss Sandry, please?
See, now you guys are gonna get in real trouble because now you're making fun of them. That's toxic masculinity. You're making a whole joke about it.
Whatever jobs we had yesterday, we're fired from them. We just don't know it. Like that player that just ranted on Twitch that got let go. But
Man, it's crazy, man. Like I'm just glad I'm in the situation that I'm in now because I see where things are going, and then people are justifying it. No one's taking an accountability. Men blaming women, women blaming men, and it's like, dude, at the end of the day, y'all gotta figure. At the end of the day, y'all gotta figure some shit out because a world without women, that's not where I want to be, and a world without men, y'all screwed.
Y'all screwed.
So it's like, actually, y'all not screwed. So it's like,
even better.
That's that toxic masculinity again.
Yeah, that's that toxic shit.
Can you imagine being like this shit turning like another fucking Rome?
what's that?
You remember where wrestling came from?
Oh yeah, the Greco-Roman nastiness.
Yeah, like fucking wrestling down your fucking homeboy in the fucking bathroom.
In the nude.
Oh man,
that's where that shit comes from, dude.
That's Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah, you gotta get fucking soaked up in prison rules.
You know, somebody sent me a text and said that there were seven actually women ruled nations, but they said that we're looking for solutions in European dominated society, and we got to learn to start looking outside of that.
so show some references. Let's do it. Did they put any examples?
No, he didn't.
That's my thing. It's easy to dismiss. It's easy to dismiss one, and I agree with that. But it's easy to dismiss something and not bring something else to the table.
Right.
Then we're back to square one.
Square one again. Yeah.
If you want to dismiss the whole European way of doing things, okay. Where's the other examples?
Right. To be honest with you, I'm done with the fucking Royals anyway, so give a two shits about the Royals. Huh?
You got to start looking at insects, man.
Insects?
Wow.
Yeah.
What about them?
Look at your bees. Look at ants.
Everyone's there to support the queen and just work.
Yeah, everybody's not necessarily. They all serve a purpose towards one goal.
Right.
So they all thrive. I mean, some get eaten and all that shit, but they all have, the goal that they're,
So you saying that we should line up behind Joe Biden?
I didn't say Joe Biden.
What the?
But he's the leader right now.
You talking about?
No, he's not. No, the hell he's not.
I'm not saying.
Dress up them argument, Bridget.
He can't even answer questions without them cutting the feed on him. He is not in charge. They're just literally waiting for them to just go, okay, Joe, we're going to go to the home now. I'm surprised he even got to sit behind the desk.
Nah, they give him that limitless pill every time he goes in front of the camera.
President thing, dude. Like, I've seen that from day one.
Oh my God. Imagine if we had to put out disclaimers behind the shit that we say on this show.
This is personal opinion, by the way. So,
yeah, his opinion doesn't reflect mine.
Or yours.
Nobody cares. This is Urban Country Films.
We do what we feel like now. We're not on YouTube, are we?
Sure ain't.
Probably.
Sure ain't. I mean, I'm gonna put clips up on YouTube, so shout out to YouTube. I'm put some clips up on there that lead people here. You know what I mean? But
yeah, man.
That's my final thought. We wrapping up, so let me do my final thought. My final thought is content creators, or not even content creators, anybody that presses a live button on whether it's YouTube stream, Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, whatever the fuck.
You said MySpace?
I said
That's
MySpace.
still around?
It's still around. I don't know. But I said it. So whatever. I'm that old.
MySpace. Damn. Remember Tom?
I'm that old. But if you do that, what you're doing is you're holding an audience while Google, Facebook, Twitch, Vimeo, whatever it is that you're doing is mining information and advertising to your viewer. You're being pimped. You're being pimped. Some of these platforms don't even pay you. Some platforms make you get 1,000 subscribers before they start giving you pennies on the dollars that they're making.
No. They don't give you anything. Correction.
Right.
You have to get 1,000 subscribers for them to then take half of what you earned from advertising.
Right.
They're not giving you anything. They're taking half.
Right. And they're not giving you any, and you're
You
not
create the content, they get at least 50%.
right. And that's just the content and the advertising content. Now the data mining is completely different money. Content creators don't see that. They don't hear about it.
Nope.
It's not talked about. It's not.
Don't get me started on that.
So urbancountryfilms.com, get your own website, get your own streaming service, monetize your own thing on your own. We don't want your content. We want you to have it. We want you to have control over your own. That's my wrap up. Who else?
What you
What's
got,
next?
John?
Dead face.
Is John frozen?
Yeah.
No, man. I see the eyes moving.
I just want to say, have a good night. Don't be a dick. And this is my homeboy. Hopefully he'll join us again sometime.
Yeah, well, more than welcome, bro.
Yeah, man. It was cool having you, man.
Seems fun. I might do that.
Oh yeah, buy AMC.
Again?
Oh, shout outs to LPT. Buy LPT, live pair token.
That's right.
Live pair token. Wherever you can buy it and hold on to it for dear life.
Buy it now. 'Cause that shit's gonna go to the moon. My final thoughts. Just stay safe out there. You know, the whole idea of men and women are equal. I mean, I guess it sounds good to the uninitiated, but you're really looking for compatible. You're not necessarily looking for equality. And you also looking for someone who you can build with. And that's more important than anything. And think long term when it comes to those relationships, and you'll be better off. And stop being so full of yourself and take accountability for your own actions, and you will be all right.
Yeah, quit being toxic, people.
It's exactly like how this show was. We should name this show Toxic Masculinity.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, man, you gotta go opposite of that. Like, what's the opposite of toxic? Environmentally friendly masculinity?